Do that before the microphone
I
goes
know
on.
that wrong.
Yes,
Yes.
I saw you there.
Too late, huh?
Yes. Yes, sorry. Ready to start, Wayne?
Ready to start? Okay. We'll call the City of Moorhead Airport Committee November 9th meeting to order. Roll call here.
Wayne?
Here.
Marissa?
Here.
Gerald?
Here.
Brian?
Here.
Steve?
Here. Okay, then we'll move on to any agenda amendments. Hearing none, we'll go on to approval of the minutes of the August 10th, 2022 meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
I will second that.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion is passed. Approved, minutes are approved. Next up, we have citizens to be heard. We're all trying to find their snow shovels. Anyhow, no one has requested to be heard, so that we'll leave it at that. Next, we have a couple of business items. We have a hangar land lease.
I can provide a few details on that if you'd like, Chair. The proposed new hangar land lease is shown on your packet on page 4. It is right next to, if you're familiar with Marvin Fletcher's newest hangar, that the roof is not shown on this aerial photo but is constructed. At the time of your packet, the thought was that the hangar that would be Titan Machinery and Ryan Anderson, who's with us tonight as a representative, would be 72 by 70. That has since been revised. They're looking to go just a hair bigger at 80 by 70, and that does fit in that area, so staff is recommending that that be approved as well. The hangars, per our lease, would be the same exterior design and color of other hangars at the airport. It's a 25-year lease with an option for an extension. with a lease rate of 10 cents per square foot with an annual 3% increase. And as I noted, Ryan Anderson with Titan Machinery is here today if the committee has any questions.
What type of airplane do you plan on flying?
Currently, we had a jet that was totaled, and we are in the process of replacing that. So we're looking at putting right now, we are putting a bid on a Citation Bravo that, as we speak. We're also going to have a Cessna 421 out there.
Is there any other questions?
I don't have any questions for Ryan, but I noticed looking through the lease, and Bill Forbes also mentioned this to me, on page 11 in the packet, there's a paragraph that said, in the event the city decides to abandon the airport, the city may terminate this lease, so on and so forth. So under what circumstances would the city decide to abandon the airport? And I'm guessing that must be a lawyer thing, but I'm looking at this. I myself, probably in the next few years, are going to be buying one of Marvin's hangars, and that's quite a large expense to put out with the idea that, hey, maybe the city's going to abandon the airport. Is this something that is it lawyer speak or?
That has been in our leases in the past as well, and it is more of a legal parameter
Okay.
that is put in the lease. I don't believe that that would ever happen, but in the case that something did happen to the airport and major natural disaster, or I can't even think of a scenario in which the city would do it, but it's just a legal parameter to note that the city isn't required to operate the airport if something happened. But again, I don't see that ever happening.
Okay.
Christie, if I may, just on behalf of Titan, I just got word our transaction authority has been conditionally approved to extend the funds to do this, pending legal looking at the lease. So that's the only holdback, and that question might come up for them also. But you and I are in touch.
Is there anybody else? I guess the motion would be to recommend approval.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has passed to recommend the lease to the city.
Will be on the November 14th City Council agenda.
Okay, next up on the business items is the 2023 proposed meeting dates.
I just wanted to put these in your packet to see if there were any, major conflicts with anyone on any of these dates, just to ensure that we have a quorum. Not anything that needs to be necessarily answered today, but if you wouldn't mind taking a look at those dates in your calendar as we move into 2023 and letting me know if there are any conflicts, that would be fantastic.
So I do have a question. Christy, these are all the fourth Wednesday of the month except for November, which is the 2nd. And that I assume that that's because the 4th falls really close to Turkey Day. And when the third Wednesday is taken up by
Human Rights Commission,
Human
I believe.
Rights, okay.
Yeah.
Any further comment or suggestion? So I'm struggling to figure out tomorrow. Seems pretty easy. What would you like for that as far as
If anyone does see any conflicts in their 23 calendar, if you could just let me know. We won't necessarily change the meeting date if, for example, one person has a conflict, but if multiple people have a conflict, I'll look to see if we can find a different day that works for everyone.
Okay. All right. Always helpful, I think. Well, next up is the Moorhead Aviation Reports and Fuel Reports. So we've got the year-to-date 2022 fuel report. Comment on that?
Well, our avgas is a little behind last year at this time, but our jet fuel sales, if you look going back to 2007, if we don't sell another gallon, we'll still be numbered the second best year since 2007. A lot of that has to do with the fact that we now have 2 jets operating out of the airfield. And well, when the first one got here, I thought, okay, these are going to multiply. Sure enough, within a couple months, we got a second jet, and now Titan's going to build a hangar. We're going to have 3 jets based off of the airfield, and I think that's going to be a good thing, because more companies are seeing that more as a viable place to operate jets out of. So it's a good thing. We're doing the right thing out at the airport.
Right. At some point, I've always held behind that expand the airport so we can have a very limited amount of jets that can do this airport. That would help some too, someday. Any other comment on the fuels? I'm liking to see this. We're just about back up to where when they were building that power line. Pretty good.
And I know he's not here, but Jay had a comment at our last meeting about some difficulty seeing the screen, and Ryan and his crew did address that and got that fixed. So just a little follow-up from the last meeting as well.
Yep.
Any other comments on the fuel sales? I guess I got a question. Is there anything that needs to be done or can be done to help things go better yet?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. I think we just stayed the course. I mean, we did some upgrades. We put in the new hoses and the new reels with electric rewind. People are liking that. We're able to, we've been buying the fuel in advance in bulk, so we're able to keep the price down. And that's kind of boosted up the sales. This past summer, we sold a lot of avgas. With Ryan Anderson operating the flight school, there's a lot of activity going on. I think he's getting more instructors out. So.
Yeah, I've seen that traffic. Nice to see.
Yes.
Next up is the Florence Klingensmith mural.
I just wanted to provide a quick update to the committee. The mural is now up at the airport, so I would just encourage everyone to go take a look. There is a photograph on the last page of your packet as well, but it looks fantastic, and I just want to thank everyone involved. We also have a budget request in for 2023 to update the exterior sign that's by the entrance road as well. So we're hoping to get that updated and then maybe do a ribbon cutting or something for the new name change.
Sure. Yeah, I was just looking at this. I haven't seen it in person, but I know I'm guilty when this was very first brought up. Who in the heck is Florence? But this mural does a fine job of explaining some of that.
It's absolutely fantastic. When I heard it was up, I went out there the next day to check it out, and it's fantastic and so well done and
Yep,
so informative, and it looks great in the lounge. So it's worth a stop in to see it.
I like this a lot. You know, our old history is somewhat varied, but this is a good part to talk about. Appreciate all the efforts that everybody's done to work on that.
So Christy, who helped put this together?
So I should give special thanks to Marissa and Mark Peel at the Clay County Historic Society. And then we also worked with, apologize if I'm saying this incorrectly, but Monkey Design as well to put this all together. And then it was printed at a local sign company.
So is it-
Installed by our public works staff.
Yeah, so I mean, this looks great. I'm going to go out and see it in person because I can't read it from the picture, which brings up a question. There might be people that can't go out to the airport or is it possible to put some of this material up in some kind of form on our city website
Absolutely, that's a great idea.
and link it through the airport?
Good idea.
I know they might want to change the format a little bit if you know, Clay County Historical Society had some markers on it, or maybe they would like to advertise their opportunity to visit their site here.
This mural is awesome for so many different reasons. Back then, though, this was a boys' sport. To see the things that she's done at a time when she shouldn't have been even in the airplane, so to speak, so.
I think they just totally captured that spirit about her in
Yep,
this
indeed.
information and mural. So it's exciting to know people coming in can stop and spend 5 minutes and learn all about her.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to get that out more to the general public somehow.
Will say I was in an airport recently, and they had a whole bunch of female aviators in a display. And so I walked up and down the tooth. It was quite a long little area looking for Florence. They didn't have her as far as I know. And so I had in the back of my pocket, maybe I should, you know, tell them. So this could provide, you know, information. They could say, hey, maybe you should add on to your mural.
Show them a picture of this mural, and that would
Exactly.
interest a lot of people.
That's what I
to
was
see
thinking,
that.
you know?
We should maybe get an updated stamp for the Minnesota airport passports to signify that. Coming in there would probably like a stamp that's current.
Yeah, I've been at a lot of different airports myself. They all have a person. And our share in that type of thing. So, is there anything else? Anybody other comments? That you've got?
I'll just note really quickly that we did submit our grant application request for review to the FAA and MnDOT for 2023. That included the commercial taxiway, the electric building and equipment replacement, and the AWAS work as well. So those are a couple projects that are all in process.
Yeah. Keep plugging along no matter how little fun it is nowadays sometimes. Anything we can do to be positive is helpful. Well, if there's nothing else, I guess I'll take a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
That-
All's in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Same sign. All right, the meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.